Hello, my health freedom loving friends. Misty Carlfeld here with Health Freedom Idaho. I am here with Kristine, and she is Brandon's mom from hashtag bringbrandonhome. You may be following this story already. There's a Facebook page, and on that page there's a petition. It's very important that you sign that petition, and we'll get into that more later. But what I want to talk about today is how in the world is this mom, Kristine, having an accusation of felony injury to a child and facing criminal charges. How did we get here? How did you get here?
I don't know how we got here. I honestly don't.
She tells me the story, and I cannot understand how she got here. So
no one can.
I'm hoping you can make sense of it out there.
Yeah.
So tell me what happened.
Well, for the criminal side, we were supposed to meet in court twice now. One of the times was continued. One of the doctors could not show up. The second hearing date came around. It was continued again. The other doctor couldn't show up.
So this is the doctor that supposedly has evidence to back up this charge of felony injury to a child, right?
Correct.
So I would imagine that the state's case is pretty well built around what this doctor would say.
One would think that.
Okay. So the doctor couldn't make the first case, or the first hearing.
Correct.
And then, and that's where a lot of people showed up to support you.
Yes.
At that first hearing.
Thank you for doing that. I appreciate that.
I couldn't believe it. That was packed with people there interested in what was going on.
Yes.
Okay, and then there was the next court date.
Correct. Yes.
And then the doctor couldn't make it again.
The other doctor couldn't make it.
Which doctor?
Well, I'm trying to be
right
private
without
with
names.
the names. One was from St. Al's, one was from St. Luke's.
Oh, okay.
And
so the other doctor couldn't make it.
Correct.
Okay, so then where are we at now in the process for you?
Prosecuting attorney Sherry Dodge, we had another hearing that was set for today. And instead of going with that hearing for a prelim, Sherry Dodge went behind our backs. And by behind our backs, I mean myself, my attorney, anybody who's basically involved in it, and went before a grand jury and indicted me on those charges at that point. We do not have a copy of that hearing. We don't, or the indictment, the grand jury, however you want to view it. Different people view it different ways. Mm-hmm. So we do not have those documents as of yet, as to what was said, what was done.
Okay, and we had to do a little digging to see what that actually means. Going to a grand jury, there are people selected that are a part of the jury.
Yes.
So that means the attorney for the state and a witness, we don't know who that witness is for the state, went to the judge and had a pre-selected jury, right? Mm-hmm. And they got to give all of their evidence against Kristine.
Correct.
But Kristine was not there with her evidence.
Correct. And neither was my attorney.
And neither was your attorney. So this jury only heard one side and decided that there was enough information to take it before.
Probable cause.
Yeah, enough probable cause.
Probable cause.
Can you clip that, Julie?
Thanks,
Okay, that there was enough probable cause for this to go in front of an actual jury. But the issue to me is that Kristine didn't get to hear the accusations against her.
Correct.
Her attorney didn't get to hear the accusations.
Correct.
So, but this information is supposed to be released to you?
Yes, it's public awareness. Anybody could have come to this hearing today that was set for a prelim and hear everything. It is public knowledge.
So how do you go about getting the information so that you know how to prepare for your criminal case?
We have put the request in.
So you've put a request in.
We're waiting to hear back as to what was said, what was done, what the documents read.
Okay. Do we have a new court date?
We do not.
Okay. So far you do not have the information that you need to prepare, and we don't have a court date. So we need to keep the pressure on that she would get her information released to her so she knows how to prepare for her court date. And also we need a court date.
We do.
Okay. And so, but didn't they seal the documents at this?
They did. I was told today that my documents have been sealed. Yes. Yes.
Well, that seems to fly in the face of your Seventh Amendment rights.
It does.
Okay, so that's where we are today.
Yes.
And I would say that we need the transcription. We need the date for the trial.
We do.
We need these court documents unsealed.
Yes.
And I guess my question is, at the last hearing, you said that you heard many times that they were working toward reunification.
Yes. Yes, it was said by the prosecuting attorney, by the caseworker, by the judge herself. We are working towards reunification. We are nowhere near termination. Those were their words.
So how in the world is this delay of her criminal hearing and sealing her court documents, how in the world is all of this actually working toward reunification? Does this feel like it's working toward reunification between mother and son?
No, it is not. It is not. My son and I get 2 hours a week every Friday at the CPS office, and that is it. We are not, there is still the no contact order. We are not allowed to.
And weren't
have
you
any
hoping
contact
to
with them.
address the no contact order today at the hearing?
Correct, yes.
So not getting to discuss the no contact order means it's still in place.
Correct. As far as I know, to my knowledge, yes. So, and I have been playing by the rules. I have been abiding by their rules. I have been doing everything that you are supposed to be doing. Case plan, everything.
Does this sound like due process to you?
No, I have not had due process. Not at all.
Or
Not at all.
reunification between mother and son?
No, no, considering prosecuting attorney Sherry Dodge, 6 months down the road, after what felt like we were doing reunification, because Brandon and I had 2 visits a week. One was for 2 hours, one was for 3 hours, in which he was able to see his Nana and his aunt. And one was just for him and I. Plus, we had 3 Skype sessions, each were for 30 minutes each time. Just about every day, I was able to interact with my son. Mm-hmm. We were working towards that.
Right.
You know, we were working to get this far. Out of the blue, Sherry Dodge decides 6 months down the road to place an NCO order and have me arrested and have this criminal charge for injury to child.
And she's the prosecuting attorney for the state, Sherry
Yes,
Dodge.
and I would just like to say that it was after Brandon was transferred into another foster home.
So as they say they're working toward reunification, what's actually happened is you've had less and less time
Correct.
with Brandon.
Correct.
Brandon's had less and less time with his Nana and his aunt.
Correct.
And he's had his phone removed.
They have given him that back, to my knowledge.
Okay.
They have said that they gave him that back. So,
But we haven't heard that yet from Brandon.
no, I see him again tomorrow.
Okay,
so.
good. Okay, good. And he's had his computer removed.
To my knowledge, yes and no. He supposedly gets to play on it from what they've said. It is not from what Brandon has told me. So we have some discrepancies. I have brought that up.
Okay. However, it just does not seem to be the actions of moving toward reunification.
Correct.
From my perspective, it seems like the actions of unraveling a family.
Yes, and that's how it feels. And as much as they want to say no, we are not working towards termination. We are working towards reunification. The actions speak louder than words.
Right, right. So when is the next hearing? Do we have another for the CPS case?
I believe it's in October at a 9-month review hearing. October. And we have nothing yet for criminal.
And I would imagine if they want to build the case against you for the CPS case, that they will drag on the criminal hearing so that it can continue to be used against you.
One would think that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, one would think that.
That's kind of what it seems like is happening. They
Yeah.
keep pushing it out.
If they felt that they had this solid evidence that they say that they have, bring it to
Bring
court.
it. Let's see it.
Why not show it to court with or without these doctors? If they say that they've got enough,
Let's see it. Let's see
we need
it.
to see it.
I mean, it could have all been shown today.
It could have been showed 2 times prior.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So this was the third opportunity to lay out this case and show everybody, because it's public.
It is, yes.
Show everybody the case that you have against Kristine. Let's see it. Let's see why you have taken this son from his mother, from his family because he lives with mom, Nana, and aunt. This is his family.
Yes.
Why has this boy been removed from his family, given 2 hours a week to visit with them? Let's see it. Let's see it. That's what, I mean, I was really looking forward to seeing what they had that's such a strong case.
And so is the community,
that they
and I
can
want to
keep
thank
you
you.
from him and him from you.
Yes.
Because who's really paying the price?
My son is.
Brandon. Brandon is
I'm an
paying
adult.
the price.
My son is still growing. He's still learning
He
all
needs
this
his
knowledge.
family.
He needs his family to support him. He needs to have proper representation. Period.
He does need proper representation.
He does.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He does. It is his right to have proper representation.
So it is unfortunate that they didn't have the hearing today because they could have laid out all of this criminal case and
Yes.
they could have shut us up with facts. Maybe. Where are the facts?
Yeah.
So I'm just bringing this before you, the citizens of Idaho, because I want you to think about what if you were Kristine? What if it was one of your children? You know, my husband says that I'm spending a lot of time on all these CPS cases, and he's right, I am. But he looked right at me and said, I would want the community to do the same for us.
And we would, wouldn't we? We would. Because this is our community.
This
we
is
love
our
our
community.
We love the state of Idaho as a whole family. And we want to support you and love you and care for you. And I greatly appreciate everybody who has. I don't even know half of you, and I love you guys.
The community has really surrounded you.
It really has. It
Yeah, really has. And really, I mean, unless they could bring some other evidence, you know, which, where is it? We've been saying.
Well, I want to ask the community, what do you do when your child is so sick? How many times do you actually have to take him into the doctor? Or an urgent care? Or a hospital? And they keep telling you he'll be fine, he'll get better, send him home. Whatever the case may be for whoever. He's not doing better, he or she. And you take him back in or her back in. How many times do you have to do that before you get results? Before they actually get better? And you're doing everything that they are telling you to do when you bring that child home. Mm-hmm. Everything. And you still have to bring them back in.
Yeah, that's what caught my attention about this case, because Kristine is a mom, from what I can see, even in all the records, she has 3 huge binders of records, and she did everything they asked her to do.
Yes.
So if it's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, because I know kids that have been removed from homes because parents refused a medical treatment or a test. And then you have a mom who's not refusing, who's literally doing everything she's been asked to do, and still he's removed from her care. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. What is it?
And you're damned if you ask questions.
Oh, definitely.
Honestly.
For sure. I've heard a lot of, they don't like to be questioned.
No. And a mother has rights to question.
Absolutely.
So does a father.
It's a constant undermining of parental rights.
It is. And they should listen to the 16-year-old child as well, because they're 16. At the time, he was 15 in the hospital, but they still have rights. If they are asking questions, answer them.
Yeah.
Bring them facts and answer them.
Right. Well, I'm going to ask you, the community, please do what you can. Go to Bring Brandon Home, the Facebook page, sign the petition, because every time you sign that petition, or every person that signs the petition, it goes to 16 different people.
It does. That's
We're
correct.
talking the judge,
Yes.
the prosecuting attorney.
Yes.
Who else?
Caseworkers.
Yes.
The
lieutenant governor's getting it, right?
Yes.
So every person that signs it, it's going to 16 different people, and they're seeing it pop up on their email each time.
They are, yes.
So, and there was 1,500 signatures so far, right?
So far, we're over 1,500. But yes,
so
please keep doing it.
1,500 pings on that email. Ding, bring Brandon home.
Yes.
Ding, bring Brandon home. You all, you don't even know what you're doing. You are really raising awareness, and we're feeling it for sure.
Yes.
Anything else? Anything else you need?
I just thank you all for being so supportive. I truly do. The truth, just like the Bible says, the truth does come out.
It does come out.
And I've been speaking the truth since day one. So when the truth comes out, let's hear it. Mm-hmm. Let the courts hear it. Let the judge have an open eyes, open heart, open ears. Hear both sides. Don't try and shush somebody because you think it's the right thing to do. It's not. It's not even your job to, it's not your job description to do that. You should be hearing from both sides.
That's right. That's right. That's called due process.
Yes.
So I'm sure that the other thing that you need, we have a fundraiser.
We do. We
Yeah.
still have the fundraiser going.
Okay, so the fundraiser is also on the Bring Brandon Home page. Of course, it's not cheap to hire these attorneys, so I'm asking you all to do what you can to help support Kristine and Brandon. Sign the petition
Yes.
and lots of prayers.
Yes. Thank you.
Thanks.